What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, BCH USD. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It is the 20th day of March, and here we are sitting at about $469 with roughly 3 hours and no, I'm sorry, that's not right. About 11 hours and 43 minutes left in the day. Shout out to the Dragon Riders. Shout out to the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. We're up 3% on the day. That's not bad. That's not bad. Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash seem to be taking their turns, huh? When Bitcoin was the one that was moving up 3% in the day, Bitcoin Cash was the one that was moving up less than 1% in a day, or even moving down. Now it seems Bitcoin Cash is moving up, and I actually think it'll continue to move up even while Bitcoin moves down. So that's interesting. I'm not going to lie. I'm jumping a bit ahead of what I wanted to reveal in this video. I like to work through the short-term stuff and then build up to the long-term stuff. And what we're talking about here is kind of a basis for the daily time frame stuff. But I want to get into it anyway. So let's do it. Let's talk about BCH BTC real quick. I want to do that. Because what I'm expecting here is exactly what I was just talking about, is some type of shift between the dynamic of Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Bitcoin has been outperforming Bitcoin Cash over like the past couple of weeks now, or at least over the past week. Yeah, look at this. I mean, look, see, literally, it's been outperforming. And you know, last week it was. This week it's not. This week there's a shift, and I want to see if we can expect that this is like a higher low in this kind of dynamic. Obviously, it's not a perfect line. I just drew a line of best fit. If you've been watching my channel, you know I have a hard time drawing straight lines, so I just like to appreciate this. Look at how straight that was. I'm using the free form, and I did a really good straight line. It's not perfect, but damn it if it's not the best straight line I've ever drawn. Anyways, let's not get distracted. Looking at this on the daily time frame, we've got higher lows. It does kind of look like it had a head and shoulders pattern. I need volume. I was like, where the hell's my volume? It kind of does look like a head and shoulders pattern. It's a really weird head and shoulders. If you're looking at this thinking this is a head and shoulders pattern, the head is, whose head is this big, right? Shoulders are like this, the head is like this, right? This guy's got a very long neck and a very, it's like a giraffe head and shoulders. I don't think it is. It could be, but I don't think it is. The volume profile certainly is right. But anyways, looking at this from a daily perspective, you do have bullish divergence. You actually have double bullish divergence on your RSI, and we're seeing that play out now. The stochastics look bullish, and the MACD just turned green. It looks good. Weekly perspective, you're at the 50. Higher lows here, lower lows there. Right at the oversold zone where you bounced before, where you actually bounced before as well. The MACD just crossed red. We had a false cross last time. I mean, could be a false cross again. We'll see. It's completely possible that you go lower. And if you do, that's okay. We can absolutely go down to this area and find support. Maybe we go a little bit lower versus Bitcoin. This is not the US dollar chart. This is BCH versus BTC, but I actually feel pretty confident here that we're going to see a little bit of a reversal and potentially continue this trend, seeing higher highs. I mean, you look bullish. You broke out of your downtrend here on the 4 hour. You look bullish on the stochastics, and the MACD is crossing back up above the zero. Based on this 4 hour, I don't think that we're going to see anything exuberant happen versus Bitcoin right now. But over the coming days, I think the stage is set. This coming week, Bitcoin Cash should outperform Bitcoin. And I expect Bitcoin to move up over this coming week. So that's exciting. That's a nice thought. Let's look at the short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom back out, okay? 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame here. Also, actually, before we get into the short-term stuff, just while we're on the BCH BTC chart, I don't care if it's versus Bitcoin, versus the US dollars, versus your hopes and dreams, whatever it is. You're looking at a chart and it's coming down, and then you take this straight line and you make it a curved bottom like this over a long period of time. That's what's happening. Take this and sear this into your brain, okay? This little scoop, especially over a long period of time, right? Back here was this low, and then we started to curve over here. This low was from February of 2021. From this low point here, that's 2023. We're talking about years worth of what is called accumulation. When you see this, I don't know how any of us get any sleep at night, because something fierce is coming. It genuinely is. I literally have daydreams about what's about to come next. It's not going to be small. It's going to make all these little magnificent pumps here look pathetic. It's going to be absolutely miraculous. But again, we're talking about a very long time. It could be another year. It could be 2027 before we actually see this fantastic breakout happen. but that doesn't mean that we're not going to build up to that point. We're going to continue to build up to that point. We could even get above these highs, and the breakout still hasn't happened yet. But sometime soon, relative to this pattern, we're definitely on the last third of this potential breakout. Yeah, crazy stuff. Anyways, BCH USD. If you guys remember, we did, whenever I made a video 2 days ago, I literally went long at the base here, right? It was a very obvious area to go long at. We did, and right now, you know, that position is up like 20%. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I do think that we continue onwards, but I also think it's good practice to take profits. So I'm looking to take profits, even though I do assume that we're going to continue to move up. I'm looking to take profits. There's no reason why I shouldn't, right? A lot of people try to catch the big swings. They want the 3x move, the 4x move, and going long on that. I don't care. Taking 20% profits, that's too much already. I should have taken profits already. I'm probably going to take profits after this video here. I don't really. I wish that I didn't actually get into this because I don't like advocating for trading. I don't think anybody should, but only because I talked about it, I just wanted to update you guys on it. So I'll probably not talk about trading again because I don't really appreciate it. It's not really my. I appreciate it as an individual, but I don't appreciate how much the crypto space advocates for leverage trading. I don't think most investors should be leverage trading. There's times when I shouldn't be leverage trading. And if you ever do leverage trade, you should really treat it like you're going to the casino, right? If you've got $5,000 in your bank account, you're not going to take $2,500. You're not going to take half your life savings and leverage trade with that, right? You should or go gambling with that, right? You should probably take like a couple $100, maybe $100. But people go through the wrong kind of thoughts. I'm getting distracted. I don't want to talk about trading. Really, if anything, just stay away from trading, okay? If you do it, use a very small amount. Treat it like you're going to the casino, because you are. Literally think about it. Would I take this with me to the casino? If this is my life savings, what portion of it would I take for fun? Because that's all you should think about it. It's for fun. I lost, whatever. It's like losing a hand in blackjack. Don't make it like losing your life savings, please. That's the issue. Anyways, 1 hour time frame. I will probably not talk about trading again for some time. Maybe if there's a very obvious position, then maybe. Higher lows, higher highs in the 1 hour time frame. We broke out of the downtrend. Very bullish looking RSI. Very, very bullish looking RSI. Very well structured. Doing great. Getting overbought. We have lower lows here? Do we have higher lows? We've got lower lows in the RSI. We've got higher lows in the price. This is a lower low here, but on a closing basis, it's a higher low. Hidden bullish divergence. We're not getting a whole lot of volume, but we are building volume as we're moving higher. So that's good. That's good. I like it. I don't have any problems with that. The MACD is crossing above the zero, and the stochastics are also overbought. However, the MACD there's no bearish divergence. At the moment, there is some, but if we continue to grow, this bearish divergence goes away, and I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to grow. Okay, 4 hour time frame here. We are at a point that we found resistance before, that we found support before, that we found resistance before. We even found a little bit of support back here. We're basically at that point now. We're a little bit on the low end. I'm not expecting that what we see here is resistance and we go down. That's not what I'm expecting, but Bitcoin Cash is a squirrely one. It likes to be squirrely even if it is moving up overall. It likes to be squirrely. We might see some resistance in this area that we have found significance at before, come back down, get a higher low, and then continue to move up. You know, that very well could happen. I'm not talking about anything dramatic. I doubt that we go below 460, or if we do, we probably don't go too much below 460. In fact, the last 4 hour candle, we did just that. We went just below 460. That might have been this potential move that I just talked about, might have been that right there. We actually behaved very well on this last 4 hour candle. You moved down and you moved right back up. I mean, it looks pretty damn good. We look at the 1 hour time frame. Hold on. No gaps. We had a gap here, and we just filled that gap. Is there another gap? I feel like there was another gap somewhere. Hold on. I was looking at this last night to see if there were any gaps. Maybe I'm thinking of a different chart. I know that the one that we just filled, I was definitely focused on that one. Is it right here? Yeah, okay, all the way up here. Look at this. It doesn't really look like a gap, but it is a gap. Trust me when I tell you. I know what gaps are. Some people, this might not seem like a gap, but it is. The reason why it's a gap is because from the closing price to the opening price here, there's a gap. From the closing to the opening price, this is the closing price of the candle, the opening price, there's a gap right there at 572. And on the 1 hour time frame on Coinbase, if you guys have been watching the channel on various other altcoins, you know that we respect these gaps, and we fill them with like lethal accuracy, lethal intent. So I wouldn't be surprised if this party train keeps on rolling until we fill that gap. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And that's all the way up at 570, which is coincidentally right at prior points of resistance, prior points of support. Instead of moving all the way down here, we might move down all the way down here. We might move down all the way down here. We might move down just a little bit and consolidate. Either way, it's going to be a higher low overall. That's my expectation. Building up, consolidating in this area still, getting ready for what will inevitably be a Adam and Eve double bottom breakout and a W shape overall that takes us well above $500 and up to like $700. It makes sense to me. Let's get into the 4 hour time frame real quick. I just want to see again the indicators. I don't think we looked at the 4 hour indicators. The 4 hour RSI first and foremost looks great, looks bullish here. Okay, you are at the 60. You would expect to find resistance, but you didn't. You're moving up. That's good. That's a good thing. We could find resistance here. We found resistance in this area plenty of times before, but as long as we're holding above the 50 or even above the 40, I think we're good. Okay, and I think we will. The stochastics clearly look bullish, guys. We're just getting into the overbought zone bullish. Let's actually analyze that real quick. Okay, let's focus on this just relatively speaking. Once we got into the overbought zone here, once we got into the overbought zone here, what happened both of these times? Well, here we moved up, from the closing price of 451, we moved up to 476, a little $20 move, something to get a little bit excited about, nothing crazy. Whenever we got overbought here, we went from 470 all the way up to 483, so like a $13, $15 move, something to get a little bit excited about. Again, nothing crazy. But maybe over this weekend we do move up to like 480, 490, somewhere in there. We test this area for resistance. We get a slightly higher high, and then maybe we find some turbulence. We come down. Maybe we get an even bigger move, right? Getting overbought can give us a bigger move, a larger move. It has before. It could here, and the MACD on the 4 hour time frame might be showing us a signal where we get this kind of false cross dynamic where we're coming down, or like here we had a false rejection. This might be a false cross, and that worked out well for us last time. That worked out rather well for us last time. I wouldn't be surprised if we did move up to that 480 to $500 area over the coming days. Daily time frame. The RSI looks great. Found a little bit of resistance here at the 60. Finding support at the 40. It's not uncommon to do that at all. Perfect. Stochastics, I think, look good. We have found support here plenty of times before and resistance in this area before. The orange line finding support at the 50, I think, is also something to note, very significant. And the MACD is starting to build momentum again. Bullish momentum. Nice. All good things, all happening together in unison. Love to see it. It's very obvious that this is a generational buying opportunity for Bitcoin Cash, right? This is the place where if you buy in 1 year, in 2 years, people are going to be like, how did you know? Oh, you're so lucky that you got in at that price. We're going to be sitting at like thousands of dollars of price point. People are going to be like, man, I wish I bought at 468. If you have the vision, if you have the patience, think of it as an investment, because it is. That's exactly what it is. Put your money in here, and you're going to get some massive returns over the coming years. Okay, over the coming months, maybe not massive returns, but some decent returns. Maybe massive returns. We are, my friends, we are on the precipice of what will likely be one of the most significant events in Bitcoin Cash's history from a price perspective. Okay. There's a lot of fundamental things that are going to be even more significant than what happens here, but this might be the most, if not one of the most significant moves of Bitcoin Cash's existence. And I do expect that in time, whether it's sometime between now and the end of this year, sometime between now and the end of next month, sometime between now and the end of 2027. It could be a long time that we consolidate still. We've been consolidating for so long already. But in the grand aspect of our history, we really don't have that much time left. I don't think it'll be by the end of 2027. I think sometime in late 2026, if not early 2027, we will be seeing this move come to fruition. I thoroughly expect we will see something that takes us above $3,000, and it will happen fast. It will happen just like this. It'll happen just like this. It'll happen just like this, but bigger. Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be magnificent. I was trying to say fantastic and magnificent. I almost said fagnificent. That sounds not correct. Shout out to all my fagnificent people out there. $467. Oh man, does that get me canceled? Getting a higher high here. We could also see something that does take us all the way up to new all-time highs altogether. I might not be bullish enough. You might be hearing this, seeing that I'm saying we're at $467. When it comes time to rip, we're going to go all the way up above $3,000. That might sound crazy. The crazy part is, I think I'm being conservative. Like we could really move up to new all-time highs. This is a long time coming. It's a very proper roast that's baking in the oven. We're gonna get that oven gold roasted ham, that roasted goose. That goose is gonna let loose. It's gonna fly the coop, and we're gonna reap the rewards of that. It's a dragon. You can't roast the dragon. The dragon when it's cooking, that gives it power. It's sleeping. It's gonna wake up, and we're gonna rally in a matter of no time at all. So get it while you can. It's a fantastic time to invest. I got nothing else for you guys beyond shenanigans and rambles. So I'm going to end the video there. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.